What's up, y'all? It's been a minute. I took a good break. It was necessary for my spirit. I just got off a conversation with my homie, brilliant attorney, Jill Bates Moore, Esquire. If you have legal things, estate planning, stuff like that, get with this brilliant Black woman, legal whiz. Her brain is, and you're about to know why. So we were just having this conversation about, I'm getting ready to do a speech called Fat Black Futures, Visioning a World Without Fat Phobia and Anti-Blackness. And I'll include the link because my speech goes up this week. I invite you to listen to it. But what I'm exploring in it is the idea that Blackness has always been future casting. That the reason that there is a world to experience as the future is because Black people have always seen it and then lived into it. The way that my friend Jill said it, she said it to me about my choice to move to Aotearoa, but I see it as even more expansive than that. But what she said is, you saw yourself in the future and you bet on what you saw. And that's a word for the experience of Blackness. That is an entire word for how it is that Black folks can continue to exist, given the circumstances and conditions under which so much of this world, all over the world, has subjected Black bodies to. And I don't care if you're talking about Black bodies in the U.S. or you're talking about Black bodies on the continent of Africa, or if you're talking about them in Central and South America and indigenous Black bodies. It doesn't matter where you are talking about Black bodies, the conditions and circumstances under which they have had to live would lend one to believe that they would be extinct. But we are not, because we saw ourselves in the future and bet on what we saw. And what Jill said that I want to raise to its necessity, to its ultimate awareness, she was like, Blackness, I've been thinking about Blackness as a technology. And I was like, yes, a technology of survival. Like, and not even just a technology of survival, a technology of cool, a technology of rhythm, a technology that gives you an algorithm for survival. The project that is the United States of America. The project that is the United States of America could not exist without the technology that is Blackness. Because the circumstances under which chattel slavery occurred should have killed us. It killed off massive groups of other folks who they attempted to enslave first. But the technology that is survival somehow was able to sustain and future cast itself in such a way to be able to live through that moment. The technology that is dance, that is entertainment, if you had joy during coronavirus, I would offer that some element of it had to do with Black people. That it was some Black folks who figured out how to give you some joy, some laughter, some levity in the midst of the heinousness that is a global pandemic. That's the technology of Blackness. Right? That I just looked at an image of an ancient archaeological stone with a woman's face carved in it from Kush 2,000 years ago. She's a fat Black woman with fine jewelry, stunning adornment, carved into stone. Because the technology of Blackness was giving you fashion, when the rest of the world was still out of here I don't even know what y'all was doing. It was literally, I don't even know. It was literally the Dark Ages. I assume. I don't know. I'm not good at history timelines. But 2,000 years ago, whatever the rest of the world was doing, Black people were giving you high fashions and double chins. They already saw it. We were already there. So what I want folks to understand, that the algorithm of survival, and here's the last thing that I'll add to this, is that the technology that is Blackness becomes more nuanced and more magnanimous every time we add an element of marginalization. If you want to know what survival and thriving in your most authentic self looks like, then you would be following Black trans women. If you wanted to know what survival looks like in a world constructed to completely erase you or to kill you through negligence, then you would be exploring the lives of Black disabled people. If you wanted to know what actual full liberation in the fullness of our beings could look like, you would be following the most marginalized, most multi-intersectionally identified Black people that you could. Because each level of marginalization represents a new algorithm for survival, a new algorithm for resiliency and thriving, a new algorithm for future casting. And so if you can't imagine Black people in the future, then it means you can't imagine a future. Because the reason that we're here right now is because we could see a future and got to it. I hope you will come along, whoever you are. I hope that you will come along. There's a technology here that's here to get us all free.